It's now time for Me and My Roku with your host, Peter Clay.
Who's your guy?
Peter.
So we have a voicemail now from Peter.
Not everybody sounds like Peter Clay.
Peter was like my brother.
This is my brother, Peter.
Pete, you are not.
Peter Clay is here today. Holy crap, it's Peter.
Oh, I love Peter.
Peter was a sweet guy.
Good luck tonight, Peter.
Your host, Peter Clay.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic, exciting, thrilling edition of Me and My Roku. I'm your host, Peter Clay. Welcome aboard. This is the podcast, if you're joining me for the first time, where I discuss me and what I do in my universe in the streaming world. Whether it's Roku, Fire Cubes, whatever. I do them all. I don't do them all. You know what I mean. I use them all. And then I report back to you from time to time. I come back every now and then. Sometimes I just give headlines like I did the other day. Or sometimes I come in here in depth just for you to share with you what I do. And hopefully then that spurs something in your brain and all that stuff to say, hey, that guy can do it. Then I can do it. It's no big deal. So anyway, so when I last left you, I was tearing down my little makeshift studio and I'm taking back the office. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm making up a whole brand new studio, brand new equipment, microphones, headphones, everything, all that good stuff. It's in shambles still, but I'm here for you because I got exciting stuff going on here. We have a special guest on the program today, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. But just to let you know what's going on here, it's an organized mess right now. It's not quite the way I want it, but at least it's functional, it's usable, and I'm here for you. I even got little, I got things here. What can I show you here? Oh yeah, we can go back in the past. And I got my faithful, that's just on the device itself. But then over here, then I can are you ready? Are you excited? You ready? Yeah. So I've got all sorts of things here now for you. So it's getting there. Like I say, it's an organized mess. We'll get there, but in the meantime, plenty of Me and My Roku to get to. So, hey, we got a lot to get to here today, so let's get started. Okay, well, the big day is finally here. The moment you've all been waiting for. Yes, CNN Plus is now here and available for streaming. Unless you have a Roku. Yes, that's right. The parent company of CNN, Warner Media. I think we went through this once before with HBO Max. And so this leads me to think, what's going on here? We've known for how long now that CNN Plus is coming. We got an official launch date last week, and you would think you would have all your ducks in a row. Everyone's ready to go, right? And no Roku for CNN Plus if you were looking at that. Now, you might be able to AirPlay it if you want. It's available on Android and Apple, iOS, and on Apple TV and the Fire TV. But not Google TV. In fairness, Google TV with Chromecast and Roku. So what's going on? What's the big deal? Does anyone really care? I know. In the Me and My Roku universe here, this is not a big deal. I was not going to get it. Although, what was it? $5.99 a month. But they have the sweetheart deal, a deal of a lifetime, I think they're calling it. You get it for half price for as long as you don't discontinue it, as long as you don't cancel. You'll get it at half price. And even if they raise the price, then it'll still be half off of that. So right now, $5.99. So if it goes to $9.99, then it would be half of that. So, it's up to you. Look, I've done away with cable news a long time ago. All of them. It doesn't matter. MSNBC, CNN, Fox, whatever. They're all bad as far as I'm concerned. So I have not delved into that. So this is just one of those things in the streaming universe that was out there. Thought I would share with you. And just when I looked at the headlines this morning, I put it on Twitter this morning. It was like, oh, here we go. And so once again, we had this delay with HBO Max and Peacock, and you would think if we're about ready to launch something, you've been getting all these things, and they said, no, we can't wait any longer. We're going. I guess I can understand that point, but here we go again. So if you were looking forward to CNN Plus, get it on your portable device then, or even computer, sign up for it, and then find different ways to stream it there if you were looking forward to that. So hope you didn't wake up this morning and go, ah! when you found out it wasn't there, but it's okay. So, in other news, a big face slap at the Oscars, but not at Chris Rock. No, at the industry, the movie industry. Yes, a big old. I'm gonna have fun with this, guys. So bear with me, okay? It's been so long since I've had toys. Yeah, well, what does this mean? So Coda wins the Best Picture at the Oscars. And the film made less than $2 million at the box office. So what does this mean? Does this mean, for streaming or for Apple? So is it a big deal if you want to win awards, just go directly to streaming as fast as you can? And then if you want the big blockbuster movies, the Marvel, the Star Wars, of course, Star Wars is basically all streaming now too. And they're doing fine on that too. So it's a big to movie theaters, possibly. Again, a lot of these films that that win awards, like, well, I can't think of it, Chariots of Fire and A Passage to India, or some of these Empire of the Sun, movies along those that obviously are made for awards, but not made for maybe movie theaters and all that stuff. Maybe, who knows of what that's all about. So just found it interesting, a big old, that the Best Picture goes fine, folks. Just deal with me. I'm having fun here. So Coda, good job. CNN Plus, come on, get your act together. Get on the Roku. Let's deal with it here on Me and My Roku. Okay, and welcome back to Me and My Roku. This is a special deal here because we got the new setup here. The studio's kind of in shambles. We're getting it together, I promise. But we got the whole big setup here now, and big deal here. I had to go far and wide to get this next guest in here. I just had to go down the stairs. That's right, the Little Missus is here. Hello, Little Missus.
Hello.
Hey, she's here. She was here once before, about a year ago. I was testing out Zoom, and we were talking about at the time a dastardly thing that I did to her. And to me, it was kind of funny. But to her, it wasn't such a big deal. But so she's retired now. We've talked about that before. And so she likes to watch her shows and all that stuff. So she's used to the Roku. And I switched out the Roku Ultra for the Google TV with Chromecast. And she did it for about a month. And I think we talked about it then. So do you remember that at all? Or are you just so used to having the Roku again that...
No, there's reasons why I like the Roku and not.
What's a main deal? Because people talk about this all the time. Because everyone has, they almost get a little tribal about these things. I think most of the time now people are just getting a smart TV and just being done with it, and not getting a device, which I don't recommend at this point still. But they're getting better, some of them. But I'm just curious to you, what leads you back Roku way?
Well, it's very minute. It's really irritating to me, but maybe not to other people. I don't like the remote control. The remote control is too tiny.
On the Google TV it was.
On the Google TV.
Okay.
The remote is way too small. No arrow. For me, because I'm old school, I want like one button here, one button there, and that's all I
to kind of direct you.
Yeah, I want it easy. User-friendly.
So the Apple TV then is completely out. I talked about getting 4K with Chromecast. TV Cube. Isn't it cute? It's a cube, honey. But then say the A word.
By voice command versus
Yes.
I don't need to use the remote.
You don't.
Okay.
Well, you can, but you don't have to.
But I don't have to.
Right, and then look at all the other things you get, all the channels that we get already, and all that. Oh, sorry, hit the mic. And so that's exciting. So I'm going to get it all set up,
Okay.
and then I will just maybe not a month this time, maybe a week.
Yes,
And we'll
please.
just see how it goes. And I'm going to hide the Roku Ultra this time. Because actually the last time, this is how dastardly I was. The Roku Ultra technically was still there. I just had it set on the TV to go to the Google and left the remote there. It was there all along. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You wanted to go home, it was there all along. So, anything else in the streaming world? Because look, I'm blind sometimes to things. Because it's me and my Roku. I don't know about, what about you and your Roku? Anything new and exciting that you want to share with me? What are the things that you're finding with Roku that you're finding enjoyable? And all stuff? Cheers, by the way, too. We're toasting the new studio setup here. Cheers. We're sipping water from Kentucky. But anyway.
Brown water.
Yeah. Anyway, so what are the things? You're more of a Netflix head than I am. What are the type of shows you're looking for that? I saw you watching reality shows and different things.
Well, actually, sometimes there's. I like to watch like the women shows.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
Talk shows and educational shows. I know Robin Roberts. I found a Robin just by streaming or going through. I found a Robin Roberts documentary that she was interviewing all these women, and it was fascinating, and I got to watch that. So
Wow.
I just like to, just go through things and find things that I wouldn't ordinarily, watch.
I found that just by noticing from up the stairs that you do like to explore and all that stuff, because you were the big one that I just randomly put that Documentary Plus channel on the Roku, and you were watching that at one time, and different things. I see you actually going through and exploring, not just going for the headlines, actually trying to find things. I think Hulu is another one that you like to watch.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Is there anything that we don't have, if you notice, that you think we should have or anything like that? Or are we doing good with what we have?
Oh, I think we're doing very good.
We have.
I don't want too much,
Yeah.
because too much would be overwhelming then.
And here's another thing, too. This is going to come up with some of the things on the headlines here later on. But I've noticed that you prefer the paid streaming services with no commercials. You're not into you're not into Pluto and Tubi or anything like.
Do not like commercials. It's a waste of time. You
don't
no
want a bathroom break or anything, and realize that we're not being charged.
There
for this?
is a pause button when you need to go to the restroom.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, because there isn't really anything that we need to watch. Because when we were watching like Leverage, that had to be on a ad-supported show.
Yeah.
And the spin-off show. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, there she is, folks. The Little Misses. Do you want to stick around for some news notes and stuff since I'm here?
Sure.
This is exciting stuff. So I scraped up a couple others and see if anything here strikes your fancy here as I go along here. Peacock is testing a program to give one free movie ticket or rental to subscribers every month. How do you feel about that? For having. So now here's the deal. Peacock has begun testing a new program that will reward select Peacock Premium. That's us. And Peacock Premium. I'm sorry. Did I say? Okay. Here we go. Find your center. Okay. I'm so excited because Miss Little Mrs. is here. I almost said her name. Here, I should have another drink. Oh, that's good water. Peacock has begun testing a new program that will reward select Peacock Premium and
Dude,
it's a good thing I have
do it.
It's a good thing I have the filter on here. Peacock Premium Plus subscribers for their membership. Yesterday, select subscribers began receiving an email that informed them of the new exclusive benefit for Peacock members that will begin in April. Select customers will be able to choose a free movie ticket via Fandango, which is something Peacock's parent company owns, and on-demand movie rental through Vudu, which I think they also own. Yeah, Fandango does. Interesting. Okay. I didn't get an email, but we'll see. What would you prefer, going to a movie or a free rental?
That's a very good question. I like going to the movies, but I think it's kind of fading out.
Yeah.
It's easier just to stay home.
Yeah. There is still probably something of an experience to go to the movies, but I didn't even go to see when the new Star Wars or the Marvel movies came out. I just waited till they were available.
Right.
That's just me.
I mean, I do have a girlfriend that we do like to go to movies, so that would be helpful.
Yeah, but that's
to
chick
have.
flicks that you usually like to go to. No, you did see the James Bond movie, though. Yeah.
Yes, we
Okay.
did.
All right, never mind. All right.
Yes, thank you.
recuse myself there. Okay. I said this on the last program, but I'll with you here, let's see how you feel about this. HBO Max adds shuffle button to randomize series episodes. So shows like Friends, and there was like about a dozen different shows right now to start with. Now, Netflix has a feature where it'll randomly pick a show for you based on your viewing habits. This is different. This is taking a show and randomly shuffling the episode list order. Now, I brought up some things like Monty Python and the Twilight Zone that weren't linear. So the one that's on the list that makes the most sense to me was Looney Tunes, because that's how we used to watch them growing up. But I don't know if that's an interesting feature for like Friends, or so if you just want a random episode. But then you could come up and you could see Ross is with this woman and not with Rachel, or Chandler is with that annoying lady with the voice, and not Monica and all that stuff. So, spoiler if you don't know the show. Sorry. But anyway, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Would you want to just see now, like some of our shows, say like Mysteries of the Abandoned or something, randomly shuffle, but does it know which ones you've watched though?
Well, that's just, I would like streaming services, whatever, to know which episodes I've already watched.
Yeah,
I don't want to stream through it and say, oh, did I watch this one or did I watch that one?
Right.
I want them to automatically, oh, she's already watched this one. Let's
go on to the next
Yeah,
one, or
okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them do that.
Yeah. I guess for me, I want to pick my episodes I want to watch.
Okay.
I don't want somebody to do it for me.
No, it makes
Does that answer the question?
No, it does to me.
Yeah.
It's your question. It's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, there's no wrong answer here. I agree with you. Like I said, Looney Tunes, that's fine, because you go, when was the best year from the come out? Was it the 1950s? Was it the 1940s? What was it? And so, did you know that like those Warner Brothers, they went into the 70s? Did you know that? Mostly Roadrunner by then. But anyway, okay, back on here. Oh, honey, this is, hold on to your seat now, or hold on to your glass there. This is big for you. ESPN and the Premier Lacrosse League have agreed to a 4-year deal. All games will be on ESPN+.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Hold on to your shorts there.
Can't wait to watch that.
I mentioned something similar to this on the last program. YouTube is offering free access to full seasons of popular TV shows for the first time. Wow, big headline, right? All it is the Film Rights collection. So Hell's Kitchen, all those different shows that are on all the free ad-supported shows. So, I don't know why this is on the list here, but it's kind of a big deal still. And you can get it streaming on a daytime talk show ending. The Maury Show, Maury Povich, is ending after 30 years. But God, thank gosh we got Nosy on these free seasons so we can still watch. And there's the clip on the opening of the show, too. It shows that I was not the father. Survey, clickbait headline of the day here. Survey says Disney Plus is the least preferred streaming service. Netflix is the most. Now, who knows what people were thinking or what kind of survey? Could they do another survey that says Disney Plus? Because let's face it, though, least preferred. You wouldn't prefer to have Disney Plus. It's a necessity for some people. They need it for those little Rugrats and all that stuff. And Netflix people just still don't realize that there's other things in the world to watch out there. Again, I don't hate Netflix. It's fine. Can't wait to cancel it in June. But but I love coming back to it, too. I love it. It's fine to have. It's fine. But it's not the be-all, end-all. It really isn't. So, anyway. On that other note of Disney Plus, Hulu subscribers can now add Disney Plus for just $2.99 a month. You now don't have to get, if you are a Hulu subscriber, you don't have to get the whole Disney bundle now, which would include ESPN Plus. If you just want Hulu and Disney Plus, you can for just a nominal $2.99. And that is your news, notes, and stuff. And that. So why don't you stick around here? I'm going to do my Internet Archive bit and say some thanks to some people, and then come back, and you got a couple questions for me. Why don't we do that then?
Okay, perfect.
That's what we do
Thank you.
here on Me and My Roku. Okay, kids, gather around just a little bit over here, a little closer here, and let's have a little chit-chat here. and talk about something very, very important: the race to archive the Ukrainian internet. In times of war, preservation is more critical than ever. Cultural artifacts, historical collections, and important records are often targeted and erased. Since Russia invaded Ukraine last month, the Internet Archive has been a crucial member of the effort to preserve the Ukrainian websites, data sets, and digital resources before they're lost forever. We sometimes think of the internet as independent of the physical world, but data centers, routers, and cable networks are just as vulnerable to wartime destruction as a bridge or road would be. Additionally, digital infrastructure can face other challenges ranging from electricity loss to advanced cyber attacks. Right now, more than 1,000 volunteers from around the world are working to protect Ukrainian materials from these threats. If this is something that you feel is important or something that you'd like more information on or would like to support, please check out the Internet Archive today at archive.org. Not only have they been the providing the bandwidth of this podcast and all my podcasts since 2005, a wide open digital library preserving books and everything. This is the most crucial thing they've probably ever worked on. When we think about preserving 78 records or things like that, when times of need like this, just shows just how important not just backing up and security and all those things are, just preserving things so that they're not lost and are targeted for that matter. So please check it out today at the Internet Archive at archive.org. Okay, we're back here. Me and My Roku. I'm your host, Peter Clay. This is fun. I'm so excited to have this set up here. I'm so thrilled to get the studio back in order again. I'm sorry I had to kick the little missus out of the studio, but you know what? She's busy with her and her Roku as I'm dealing with me and my Roku and all that stuff. So this is, I'm having the time of my life. So to celebrate and all that stuff, I conjured up some questions here. And what you don't know, probably, but if you go to the Internet Archive, you will find a little podcast on there called I've Got a Stupid Question. And Little Mrs. was frequently a guest on that show and read the question. So I thought, hey, since we're here and we have a setup now, that she could read me some questions here and I can give fabulous, competent answers here. So
All right.
give it your best shot here, baby.
Okay, hon. All right. This one comes from Todd.
Okay.
I see that Roku has a new OS coming soon. OS 11. When will this start rolling out?
The thing about Roku, they announce these things, and it's also different systems will come out at different times. So I've got a Roku Ultra, Roku Soundbar, and the Roku 3. And sometimes the Roku 3 will get it before the more up-to-date Rokus do. So it's going to start rolling out, and it could take a week. It could take a couple months before it happens. But then you'll know either when you do an update or if you do a restart. That can facilitate that happening, or it just happens and it'll come on the screen and it'll just let you know, and it may take a little time to restart and download everything. So it's a big deal that the fact that you'll be able to put your own photos on the screen and make your own home screen, this is going to be really exciting. But there are things in the background that will be going on there and making things faster, smoother, better, and all that stuff. So I always look forward to an update and all that stuff. And so the thing about it is you're just going to be patient and it'll let you know when it's there. You're going to see by looking in forums and different news things that some people have got it, but you'll know. So there you go. There's the answer.
Robert would like to know, what is the best package to replace cable with minimal sports?
The main one on that is going to be Philo. $25, I think. No sports at all, actually. And then there's he said.
No, I love sports.
I know, but some people don't, though. And that's the reason why some of these things are so expensive. Then, so there's a big difference then between Philo at $25 with no sports and like 60 channels of stuff, and YouTube TV, Fubo, and of course DirecTV streaming, almost $75, $80. So that's a big deal. So there's friendly which is I think $10 now, and that's very minimal. That's your Hallmark channels and a couple other things. So Philo is going to be your answer. Check it out. Get a free trial.
Okay, this next one comes from Dennis. What is the best way to make sure each app on my Roku is up to date?
Same thing that I talked about when you're looking for the upgrade to the OS is, and this is something I preach about all the time, and it's a good time to refresh this. Every day I go into the settings and do a software update every day, and it'll then let you know what it updated. If sometimes it'll say adjusting solar panels, and sometimes it'll say the Hulu app is. The other thing is once a week do a restart. And you can just simply do that going into the settings as well and hitting restart, or just unplug it and plug it back in. So those are the best ways because it'll automatically do that too. It'll do it usually sometimes in the middle of the night too, and you won't even know. But that way you can just see for yourself.
Okay. And finally, from Rochelle, we just canceled DirecTV streaming. Loved it, but it's too expensive for us now. We got the cheapest Spectrum package. And, of course, there's no DVR. I will miss that the most. Is there anything I can do to get a DVR?
We're kind of stuck with Spectrum right now. You can get it through Spectrum, but then you're going to get a bigger box, and it's a bigger expense. It's a separate service on Spectrum. So hopefully you're not on a 2-year contract there or anything like that. So the best DVR service that I'm aware of is YouTube TV. It's fantastic. It stores things for you forever, and it's unlimited. Hulu upgraded their DVR to unlimited as well. I didn't get a chance to test that out before I canceled it. You have a thought there?
I do. No, I was going to wait for you to.
No, go ahead.
Well, most streaming devices now have an app on your phone. Was there an app?
There's
just so you don't have to have a box. All these boxes and stuff.
No, they're either
app.
within the app themselves through YouTube TV or Hulu Plus Live, or there's a separate device. I think it's Tableau or something like that, but that's another box, and that's very, very, very expensive, and a service as well, I think. So that's a no. Philo, we just brought up before, I believe for $25. Now, there's channels that you like there. So you get rid of DirecTV streaming. It depends on what channels you want. If you wanted sports, then you're looking at YouTube TV or Hulu Plus Live. Now, I can say from me and my Roku that YouTube TV's DVR is fine. Hulu's was fine, but I had limited storage then, so I don't know about the unlimited now. So, and if Philo has that and you don't want sports, that's another free option there, $25 a month then. So, boom. So, there you go. You guys, is that it?
That's it.
All right. Well, there you have it. All right. I'll come back in here in just a little bit to wrap this puppy up. This is me and my Roku. You are the sky. Everything else is just the weather. Okay. Well, I've been going through all this work, getting the studio in order, testing out this new equipment, doing a makeshift office makeshift studio in the dining room to talk to the little missus and all that stuff. And I buried the lead on that stuff. I get her to talk about the Google from the past and didn't play this on the... I've been here entertaining myself with these things, and then I could have done it with her, and I just blew it. Epic fail. Oh, boy. Anyway, before we wrap up here, there's some follow-up questions here. These are just questions I'm getting a whole pile of, and no sense in having the little misses read them all off individually and all that stuff. A lot of questions about volume on ads, either being too loud, too soft. And this has just been a problem with ads in general over the years. The bane of our existence and all that stuff. It's kind of a big, so there really isn't a big fix. And the one thing you can do, you can kind of control the kind of type of ads you get with your Roku and other devices, as long as you're checking your settings, kind of allowing what kind of tracking you want and all that stuff. Don't use VPNs, because you'll probably get blocked on other programming and stuff. It's not... But check your router, refresh that, once a week, at least once a month, for sure. And then keep updating your Rokus and devices and all that stuff. Either I do it daily, That's me. And then restarting at least once a week. That can maybe just kind of help level the playing field. As far as volume controls and all that stuff, like I said, that's just something. Now, I know on the Roku there's supposed to be some sort of a volume balancer. Check that out in the settings as well. I'll have to check that out for myself. I'm having an issue with Hulu right now, being too soft, and then everything kind of blah. But that's why we got rid of the ads. And another thing, another question that's been coming up, a lot of people asking about channels that they liked on the Roku that all of a sudden just disappeared and went away. One of them was Slow TV, and a lot of them are concerned about the Monster channel is not there anymore. Kind of a bummer there. But that sounds like, just from the rate that these questions have come in and when they came in, is that this sounds like when Roku got rid of the private channels. And it's more of a developer program right now for people to test out. And you can only have like 25 feeds at a time going on. So that could be just the fact that there's too many people trying to hit it at one time, or the people just said, that's it, we're done type of thing. Or they went on to other things, maybe like YouTube or different settings. Maybe they have their own app now too. You might want to just check that out. Or they went pro as it is. So, but another one that people asked about was there was an Internet Archive. And I talk about that all the time. They provide the bandwidth of this podcast. It's a very special thing. They did at one time have a private channel on the Roku, but to my understanding, that's been gone a really long time. As a matter of fact, I only access that through Nowhere Man, and that goes back to the Roku XD days. So that's been gone a very, very long time. So, but I am going to check out the Internet Archive. I always access it just through, my computer or on my phone. But I'll see if there is a casting feature on there as well then too. So I'll double check that and report back to you on that. So in the meantime, though, I'm getting a little itchy, a little twitchy. I should get back to my Roku and getting the studio a little more organized. Like I said, it's an organized mess right now, but let's just get it organized. So it's been fun. It's been real. It was very nice having the little misses on here. Now, hopefully now I'm getting used to this new setup. We'll get maybe more family members and other friends and family and all that stuff. And we'll discuss streaming people. Everyone does it a little differently, and I want to get out there and explore a little bit what other people are doing with their streaming as well. So stay tuned for that as well. In the meantime, if you want to check out how I get gift cards for the streaming so it doesn't come out of my pocket, check that out today at swagbucks.radioaffliction.com. Please go take a look at the Internet Archive and what they're doing to preserve the Ukrainian databases and situations like that. Check that out today at archive.org, and thank them for providing the bandwidth of this podcast and all my podcasts since 2005. Follow me on Twitter at Radio Affliction or on Instagram at Pierre Argyle. Very classy name there. Very French. And the best way you can help out all those things, well, actually, thank you for all the questions, too. Keep them coming. And one-on-one type of things you just want to ask me or anything like that, just email me at meandmyrokupodcast@gmail.com. But, the moment you've all been waiting for. The way you can really help this podcast is to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, tell someone else to subscribe. Just a random stranger, who cares? Just tell them, subscribe to the Me and My Roku podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Ghana, JioSaavn, Himalaya, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartMedia, Podbean, Pandora, and Odyssey. Oh, we love Odyssey. We love them all, as a matter of fact. No, we don't play favorites here. Until next time, as I pound on the desk here, I hope you're enjoying you and your Roku as much as I'm enjoying me and my Roku. And I'll be back with you real soon.
That's it. It's over. It's all over.
And we're back, everybody. Okay, up and down all around. Twisting them all around. Okay, enjoy.